What's up, guys? Trader Neil here, back at you with another crypto video. So today we're going to be talking Bitcoin as always, but we're going to be focusing on Ethereum. So after that dump that happened over the weekend, I think there has been a lot of fear in these markets. There's been a lot of people jeeting their positions and not wanting to be in these markets anymore. They're throwing in the towel and they're giving up. In my opinion, this isn't a time to do that. I think once you see blood in the markets, once you see fundamental factors that lead you to start possibly DCAing into coins, you should follow that intuition, follow that instinct, and jump into these markets when you can. So before I get started, I, as always, just want to ask you guys if you could please like this video. I want to get this out to more people, help them see that crypto's here for the future, that our coins aren't going anywhere, and that it's okay to hold through some red. I would very much appreciate that. And if you could subscribe to my channel, I post almost every week and almost every couple days just to get regular updates out to you guys. I'm at Trader Neil. And then lastly, hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of my future videos. Perfect. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys. So looking at BTC here, with the war news that came out over the weekend, with all the JPY issues going on in Japan, with pretty much, the polls leaning one way or the other when it comes to our upcoming election, there's been a lot of turbulence in these markets, to say the least. And overall, guys, the thing that I'll say is whenever you do see the fear enter the market the way that it's doing, and people wanting to sell their positions to get out of these markets and to overall just be flat, usually 9 times out of 10, that fear in the markets, the blood that you see, is usually a good time to at least start buying in to your favorite coins, your favorite equities, whatever it may be. In my opinion, buying the blood, especially whenever you don't see a weekly change in structure on Bitcoin, for example, usually that's a good time to start layering in. So let's go ahead and get started. Looking at BTC, guys, overall, we pretty much just retested the bottom of this trend channel here. We retested this weekly demand zone. Overall, if you take a fib pull from this wick low to this high, we also hit the golden pocket support zone. And this has been a crazy day. This weekly candle, it's only been around for a day so far, guys. This is a 16% candle, and we've already had a over 10% buyback on BTC thus far. And so just looking at BTC here, this is a crazy candle and the week is just getting started. Overall, guys, while I do think that we get some relief over the next couple days, I can't necessarily be certain that this dump is over, and anyone that tells you that they know that this dump is over is pretty much just feeding you lies. I'm sorry. It's just how it is. Overall, in the weekly on BTC, as you guys can see, closing above around 50K is good. That's pretty much this weekly breaker, as you guys can see. Above that level, we are still golden. We are still good for higher prices. We could even close this weekly candle above our previous weekly close and still be fine. There's a long time left to go in this week. However, if we do start hitting lower levels, guys, I would start to be looking at this 45K to 40K zone for potential buys on BTC. In my opinion, you want to be able to be in these markets in a certain way. You want to be able to be nimble with them. You don't want to be stuck holding a full bag at these higher levels without any USDT or any cash to DCA. So in my opinion, guys, if you caught some of these lows last night on BTC, it's probably a good idea to skim some off the top so you at least have more cash on hand in case we go lower. That's my thoughts on BTC at the moment. So far, no weekly change in structure, but at the same time, we could still come down to retest some of these levels and still be structurally fine. Ethereum, on the other hand, is in quite an interesting position. So last night on Ethereum, we heard across the markets, and I heard that there were a couple of big players that let go of their ETH positions, and overall this weekly candle, and just in the last day, ETH has already had a 28% down move with a let's see, with a 14% up move followed by it. So we had a 28% down move followed by a 14% buyback thus far. That is insane, guys, over the last day. However, buying at this area, and that's something that I gave to my discords last night, and if you guys want to be a part of that, I will throw that link in the chat where I post some of my content, where I actually host some classes that in my Nurse Neil's Discord server. That's where I host some of my classes. They're 4-week long. And if you guys are interested, you can sign up with the link in my description. 4 weeks, and you guys get to learn all about my TA style. So just a little plug in there. Overall, though, guys, looking at ETH on the weekly here, I was telling him last night that I was buying at these levels around 2100 to 2200 simply because we retested the weekly ascending triangle breakout here on Ethereum. As you guys can see, this was pretty much a range that you guys can see. It lasted all the way from the beginning of the bear in May of 2022 all the way to the breakout in 2023 at the end of the year. This was a 600-day range. And once we broke out of it, we ended up playing out the measured move of this ascending triangle all the way up to 3,500 plus. So coming down to it for a retest, that's not a bad thing. That also is our macro golden pocket. If you take your fib pull from this low to this wick high, that's right at that golden pocket zone, and it's an important weekly level. So you have multiple confluences to buy in this zone, and that's why I did. And nicely, we're nicely up a lot at this point. However, what am I going to do from this point on? Overall, guys, if we come up to this 2700 level, 27 to 2800, I'll be looking to trim some off my Ethereum spot I bought down here. As you can see, it would be a weekly retest of this upper range, and in my opinion, the first time around, we're probably not going to break it. And so as a result, looking at this on Ethereum, and if you've missed the boat already, this is something that you could potentially take action on. If you come up, hit somewhere around this resistance zone for a retest, come down anywhere in this potential wick that may be formed, you could potentially catch a nice up move followed with bullish divergence on Ethereum on the daily. As you guys can see, the Ethereum daily RSI is extremely oversold. So seeing this curl up, potentially make a higher low, this would be perfect to be able to catch a nice bullish div move to the upside. So keep an eye on that. This isn't going to be, in my opinion, guys, a V-shaped reversal. A V-shaped reversal to the upside immediately. I think we're going to have to be patient, wait for prices to just come down to our levels, continue to buy, skim some off the top, and just compound that way until we finally get a move back into our upper range here on Ethereum. So just be really patient, guys. Price action isn't going to do what you want it to. It's never that way, but you can react to it once it happens. All right. And when it comes to the fear, uncertainty, and FUD in these markets, I will emphasize, guys, news, headlines, FUD, all of that is short lasting. But what really drives these markets is liquidity. And with rate cuts on the horizon and elections coming up, in my opinion, we have a bullish Q4 ahead of us. And stacking spot whenever you get lower levels, and once you get high value areas to be able to buy, that's the move in my opinion. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It was a little bit of a longer one, but we did have a market dump, so I wanted to really get my thoughts out there. And so in the end, I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Trader Neil signing out. Have a great rest of your week, guys. Stay safe out there. Don't get wrecked on leverage. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys soon. All right. Peace.